In my Christian walk that spans nearly 60 years, I've seen and heard a lot of rock star ministers of the gospel. But in these many decades, I have also seen a handful of ministers who've been called down much less conspicuous, much more difficult, and far less financially rewarding paths. These are the men of God who truly called for the deepest kinds of unrecognized sacrifice. They give up their whole lives in this quiet and often lonely ministry to small congregations, many times in rural churches, and their only reward is reserved for them in glory. These men literally spend their lives in kingdom work by the grace of God and not the accolade or financial rewards given by men. My friend, Reverend Steve Lopp, is one of those extraordinary men. I've often said that when the King of Kings and Lord of Lords exposes the lives and real accomplishments at the reward seat of Christ, that Steve will be one of the great men in the next life, a reward that truly recognizes his life of deep sacrifice in this world for very little return. Here on this earth, he was the humble slave of many, the unknown servant who spent so much of his life visiting his flocks all over the country, in hospitals and jails and in broken homes. Steve had no clock and no hours, and his phone rang literally 24/7 for half a century of service to God's people. I'm simply coming to you right now, requesting that you will pray one simple prayer with me, that right now you will ask God if it's His will for you to help Steve bury his wife, Diane, by contributing whatever amount, however small, that God lays on your heart. She was his greatest treasure on this earth, lost suddenly on New Year's Day. And I'm sure you're aware that here as Christians, we can only count on one another at times like this, and this is one of those times. Thank you for your simple prayer right now and your generosity to this extraordinary man of God who spent his entire life in the unselfish service of so many. May God bless your kindness to one of the kingdom's greatest unsung servants.